is tribally owned lands, all the way to Kyle. It's very unfortunate. Kyle, along with quite a few people in the Red Shirt, Cooling Table, Wounded Knee District, Rocky Ford, all the way to Kyle, will be affected by this. The condemnation part of it. First, real quick, I want to share a quote from the council representative of Porcupine District. He stated, "We have to hurt a few people to help the Oglala Sioux tribe. What type of leadership want to hurt any of our people?" That would be a question. This is what the United States government said in the past. We have to hurt a few tribes to get their land. But with all of that said, and many of the things, that paper I handed out, you guys read, I did some homework. And condemnation, the word condemnation, the act of judicially pronouncing someone guilty or convicting them guilty. Second one, the determination and declaration that certain property, ESP land, is assigned to public use subject to reasonable compensation, the exercise of eminent domain by a government entity. See eminent domain. When we was in Red Shirt, they didn't even know what condemnation meant. And eminent domain, this is where you really get into the actual definition. The inherent power of a government entity to take privately owned property. That is the key in eminent domain. Privately owned property, meaning individually owned lands within our territory. So whenever they say, well, we didn't mean that, or we're not going to do that, they actually had to have that particular resolution in order for Congress and the national parks to work with this, for them to be able to make the park work, because number one, the buffalo can't survive down in that basin. So they need range to eat food, eat their forage or grasses. So in order to make that happen, they have to have condemnation in that and make that work. And that's something where privately owned lands will be taken. And it goes on to say, and converted to public use subject to reasonable compensation for the taking. Yeah, for the taking. Any of you guys can come down and take pictures of it or anything. We'll have it over there or over that way. They use many different words in the word eminent domain. The word taking is also one, but it's rarely used. Compulsory purchase, that is also one to watch for. There is so much, whereas Article 4, Section 1S authorizes the tribal council to promulgate and enact resolution and ordinance in its legislative powers and manage all economic affairs and enterprises of the OST, and to promulgate. What do you mean by that was my question. Promulgate, how you're using it, to declare, announce publicly, to proclaim, to put a law or decree into force or effect. That's what they're doing, and that's what the Congressional Act will do to us. Their tribe has allowed through Ordinance 1321 for them to go ahead and start the process of condemnation. It's very unfortunate that all of this is coming to light, and many people of our reservation don't even know this has been going on. Many months ago, I talked to one of the young ladies and told them, she said, how would we go about things of this nature? So I told her, Education, you gotta talk about it, take it to them, visit with them. Don't come in here trying to consult right away and have them sign your name and you guys say you're consulted with. And that's exactly what happened once again today. It's happened through many consultations in different forms of having people consult. As soon as you sign your name, you're considered consulted with. Well, we gotta have your opinion. You have to write it down and we have to know it comes from you. I mean, how ignorant can we be to have to sign our name and be told that, well, in order for this to work, we have to have this. Well, we all heard our vice chairman get up and talk and tell them, this is what we don't want. But yet they insist on this. Now we turn around and we look, and one of the big things, and it's really upsetting and disturbing, is we have our superintendent who is supposed to be looking after our welfare. Knowing that the tribal council didn't properly consult with their own tribe, went ahead and signed off on all of his declarations that is going to happen and didn't notify me that he was going to sign off on that and take my lease monies and let the tribe go ahead and decide that. They didn't send me a notice, and me and my sisters are right amongst you all that have land up there. This land is inherited from the Black Elk side of my mother, and we're very proud of it. But yet we had now no communications at all, not even with the national park. Nobody sent us notice that they was going to be condemning our land. And it started out because I cared, and then it turned out to be a real personal thing, you know. And it's personal to all of us because it's taken our land, period. And I know that there's a few others want to get up and talk. Come on up. Come on down.